If you don't, like, you have to constantly be tapped in. You have to constantly fucking deliver day in, day out. And most importantly, you have to deliver for 6 to 8 hours every single day. Logan Paul makes one fucking YouTube video, and he's already bringing in so much more money to his channel and through, to his network through partnerships and through ad revenue that he doesn't need to be on Twitch for 8 hours. Same with a professional show. Whereas Conan O'Brien can clip out parts of his show and post it on Twitch and make and I mean not Twitch, sorry, and post it on YouTube and make a lot of money there as well, or like start creeping onto that platform while not necessarily focusing too much time or energy or effort on building out their following on that platform. Twitch requires a lot of hands-on attention and a lot of engagement with the audience. So it's almost impossible for someone who has other better things to do outside of Twitch to dedicate enough effort to building their following.
Yeah, you definitely have to love it.
You totally explained my backstory minus like a significant chunk of money. But yeah, that's why I, for the longest time, one of the main reasons for the longest time why I didn't care to spend a lot of mental resources and time on Twitch was simply because I've been doing it long enough that what we were doing with YouTube and events and merch and our own subscription website and, you know, selling digital products and services, all of that stuff was already running long before Twitch, you know, became a viable platform financially. So it was like there was never, compared to the amount of time that it was going to take to build, it was just simply not financially worth it compared to what we were already doing.
Yeah, that's my struggle too, is just like creatively I want to do so much more, but like if you don't stream like at least 30 hours a week at least, then you're just like, oh cool, like I want to work on something. I go to New York for 2 weeks, I'll lose half your subs. You know,
yeah,
like,
that was always
yeah,
I always saw it that
ridiculous.
way as well. I just personally don't think, I just don't believe that it's a super absolute that you have to spend, you know, let's say 40 hours a week on Twitch in order to build a substantial presence over time. I think that it can be done. I mean, that's like working hard, but I think there's not enough people out there trying to work smart.
Yeah, and I think it can be said for other platforms too. Last person I want to defend right here is whatever Logan Paul, but like, and they can stockpile, right? He could technically shoot 5 videos in a day, throw it to his editor and whatever. But I'm sure there was some grind involved on Vine. Isn't that where he started, or whatever platform you start on? Same with podcasting. I do a ton of podcasting for iTunes and stuff, and all that. Yes. Technical like recording time is less, and then you chop it up and go. More hands-on time is on Twitch, but the grind is similar. The consistency has to be similar. A hair of luck has to be similar, and then also other work. Like me and Gutex were talking the other day about just networking, being a normal person, doing this expo, going to go, you know, shake this guy's hand, meet this person, whatever it might be, as well as kind of honing in your craft of whatever it is you represent on the internet.
Yeah.
And you
There's
know,
like other hours.
It's funny that we brought up interaction as being such a big part. We're not interacting with chat at all.
You know, I just got roasted.
What's up, chat? I'm trying, chat. I'm here for you. They won't let me talk to you. I'm here
What?
for you.
Chat spam
What mic?
answers. We don't
Hold on,
interact
stop.
with
Yo,
chat.
what mic are
eggs, chat?
what mic are you using, Mike?
I don't know, some Sennheiser or something?
That's not a Sennheiser. That's your camera mic.
No, I tried to change it. I can try to change it real quick. Does it sound fucked up?
It just sounds
Wait,
very,
Andy, I don't think that's
it's something
correct
close
though.
to
'Cause, like, you're
XQC's friend
constantly
Motzi.
looking at the chat, aren't you? And we still go back and engage. Like I'm
Just
looking at the
we
chat.
look at it doesn't mean anything. Like it's all fucking. But also about the
But
one.
there's still a
thing I wanted to
community. They're engaging with one another. They're like doing the same fucking. It's like almost like
Bro, this
dancing
would be
with
the
one
same
another.
thing if we produced some fucking improv, like a highly produced thing. If the chat was like spamming and we weren't even talking to them, there's no difference. But XQC also, like, I agree with you. If we were just like doing some IRL streams and like going around Tokyo and shit, having a whole camera crew would fuck up the vibe and the back and forth. But I mean, Soda and Reckful, when they did their Japan trip, they had one cameraman, and it was nice. You know, the one thing that kind of like was a little less engaging, but it also made for better content. They didn't really read chat that much. They didn't read donations. They didn't have like constant alerts.
Yeah.
And it was just like nice seeing.
It's not one of that. Yeah, you're absolutely right, but it's not one of them. I just feel like if you were to film somebody like having like genuine interactions with strangers or others, it's hard when you have a camera pointing at you. It's just way
I agree.
harder.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, you did IRL, so you know how it is.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes there's like a professional wall, and if you want to pierce it, you have to like suffer the consequences.
But I'm talking about different stuff. I'm talking about like you go in your lemon shirt to a fucking fancy bar, and I hire the 3 hottest bitches you ever seen in your life, and they and they walk up.
Sign me up.
And and they walk up to you one at a time and start hitting on you, and you have to completely improvise a scene, and it's streamed on Twitch.
I love it. How do we fund this pilot, Andy? I'll do this one pro bono.
I do think there are some lower budget TV shows that at least I enjoyed in the past. I don't know if they're like good TV shows or something, but Andy's idea of like improv, like Whose Lines It Anyways or whatever in the past, like that couldn't cost that much. There's 3 guys on stage, a couple cameras from 3 angles, and a host. You know, like that couldn't have been that expensive. And something like that to build a set for Twitch is doable for sure.
Let's move on from this topic. We've been on it for like an hour so far, and I don't think we're actually covering anything besides going back.
But you know what? I think it's a good topic, Train, and I understand you have a big list of things we got to get through. But talking about some random shit that happened in social media is cool. But I also think talking about the thing that we spend the most time on is very valuable too.
Oh, I completely agree with that. But
guys, I have to pull Destiny. I was gonna be here for like an hour and a half. Love you guys all. I have to go to bed. I've been up for too long.
All right, thanks for showing up.
See you later, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Later.
See you later, brother.
Train, do I sound super fucked up?
You're better now. You're better now.
I try to just lower it.
I think you're kind of far away from your mic.
I am far, but I'll lower it and I'll bring it closer. Do I look fucked up or I look alright, Train? You like how I look?
You look good, dude.
You look good, yeah.
There we go.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah,
Thanks, boys.
tilt it up to you, but then lower the gain
we're in
and
there.
the levels.
Yeah, I turned it down a little bit. We'll fix it.
So Hassan, a viewer actually has a question for you. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
He says, give Hassan a real life communist example. How many viewers should Ninja Summit or etc. Ninja Summit etc. give to the unentertaining losers just because they are making too much money?
That's not how anything works, dude. That's not how that
his
works
name's-
at all.
his name's
Communism isn't
Calico.
about like taking viewers and like forcing them to watch other shit. If someone is successful, like people can still go and watch it. And also, like this is like a totally flawed understanding of communism to begin with. This is not something I advocate for. What I would advocate for is that everyone on Twitch is at least comfortable and is able to, or everyone in general is able to live a dignified life, and if they are good Twitch streamers, they can continue to Twitch stream and reap the benefits, or at least the social currency, and those sorts of rewards from being good Twitch streamers because they're entertaining, not forcibly redistributing fucking people to be like, we're rationing out Ninja viewers to myself. It's just like a really Pepega understanding of socialism.
Would you ration out the monetization then?
There would be no, well, technically under communism, which would be the final fucking stage, the final evolution of any sort of like Marxist or socialist principle. It would be, there would be no need for rationing out or redistributing resources because money wouldn't matter.
Well, what about hypothetically on Twitch?
I'm saying that money wouldn't matter regardless.
But money does matter.
I guess if
No, like
we
there
live
in
in the country,
moneyless is what
Sure,
I'm
if we
saying.
live in the
Because
country-
if all of your needs are met, if all of your most important needs are met, and you can get whatever luxury item you want to, then there's no need for money.
I thought you were translating it to Twitch community rather than a government.
Well, you can't.
But that's
I mean,
why I asked. That's why I asked. That's why I was confused. I
love
love
that he's Train fucking running an ad. Is that what he's doing right now? As we're
No,
talking about this?
I was adding Dom, and I was seeing if Dom was available right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like lobbing this up to me so you can fucking run a resident sleeper ad real
No,
quick.
I'm not. I've ran 0 ads this entire thing. I'm not gonna run any ads. It's my first.
It's
day
fine.
back.
So what happened, Trey? You said you took a long break, and then you said something about 4 days. What?
4 days
I
is
mean,
a long break.
We were just here like last week. I mean,
Yeah,
what?
4 days is a long break for me. Like I usually like on Twitch, like I've actually been consistent since October of 2017. You know, minus my illness when I got bronchitis and the flu. It was 2 strains together. I've actually been consistent since then, and that's including New Year's, Christmas streams, like all that stuff. So this 4-day break for me is a long break than my community allowed me to have. So to me, it's a long time, yeah.
How many hours on average would you say you're doing per week on Twitch? Both live and let's say any like pre and post production.
I don't know about my weekly, but my monthly is between 150 and 200 hours.
That's 50 a week.
Wow. Yeah, 50 hours a week. Wow.
I mean, I've been doing IRL for about 2 years, like pretty much 2 years. I think the most time I've taken off was maybe like a week or so, maybe a week to 10 days in 2 years. But that's like, I don't do 50 hours a fucking week though, that's for sure.
Someone just tagged me and said, "You guys complaining about having to work for money is disgusting." I don't know how this viewer got that idea at all. I don't think we ever did any of that.
No one complained about it. No.
I don't think anyone complained about working for money. I don't know, man. Some of these people, they really just.
I'll tell you what I complained about. I do agree with what Hassan was saying about the amount of time that you have to spend consistently on Twitch to kind of like make it your thing is pretty ridiculous if you compare it to other forms of shit like YouTube videos, or if you have a regular episodic thing you're doing with like Hulu or Netflix or any other type of entertainment, where you're just like, cool, I did a movie, and then like, you know, you did this for a month, and then I did this TV show, or I put up a YouTube video. It was a really well produced video, and I'm gonna put up another video in 2 or 3 weeks. You can be so kind of nonchalant about it when you create content like that. Twitch, you take a week off, you're losing tons of subs, tons of traction, tons of everything.
Are you talking about relevancy or enough money to make a living, or both?
Everything. I mean,
how many people? I don't know. I know a handful of Twitch streamers, some pretty small and some pretty dang big, but I don't know that many of them. And from my observation, not that many turn into like business people from Twitch. A lot of them rely on like a basic sponsorship or just streaming. I think like my hands are in like a million things because none of my things are all that big, if that makes sense. All my stuff's kind of medium, so I started 4 businesses. I have 2 podcasts, 2 YouTube channels, now Twitch, and then I have 3 businesses I run through that. Plus my Instagram, I consider some kind of amount of work. How many people on Twitch do you think, in terms of relevancy or money, could make it that way if they got a little bit more creative business-wise? I think it'd be easier. I think it'd be easier for sure.
Creatively. If you went creatively business-wise, like for you, I think like if you got rid of, I mean, this is probably not your question, but I feel like if you wanted to go super hard on Twitch and make tons of money on Twitch, all that shit you mentioned, you'd have to like let all of that you'd just throw like all of it in the garbage and just stream on Twitch 40, 50 hours a week.
I'm new, so you know, who knows how long I can go, but I started hard in October, and I've been going at least 40 hours a week minimum. December, I streamed every day. That's 5 days a week. And then December, I streamed every single day. Got probably 60, 70 hours a week. And I still kept up podcast, YouTube, and all my business functions.
Damn, well, you're a machine then. If you could do all that, then you're good.
I'm just not that good. If I was that good, I'd go make my play in my gold. You know what I mean? And until you make it, you can't do. I have no other option. You know what I mean? My only option is to make money everywhere I can and try to kind of. To
the people in chat that are saying 50 hours is nothing below average, you're actually wrong. And secondly, we're not saying 50 hours a month. We're saying 50 hours. It was 50 hours a week, just to clarify to you. A couple people talking.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're a workhorse. So a lot of people who had all that other shit going.
I think so too. But I think, at least for me, my hope in myself is that that's what's going to make me to be able to retire before I'm 70 or whatever, you know, or live the kind of life I want. And I enjoy what I do, luckily.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If we're trying to...
Sorry, go on, Gunther.
I was just going to say, you know, if we're trying to work towards, like, for example, you have businesses so that you can retire and live the life you want to lead, that's one of my big apprehensive, like, one of my big hang-ups with, like, trying to stream 40, 50 hours a week, even, you know, half of that seems insane to me, because I didn't get into this because I wanted to, let's say, chain myself to a desk for all that fucking time, because if I did, I would just go get a 9 to 5 and make better money faster.
True. Yeah, I think it depends on the person. Like, I love creating content, and if I don't have to work for somebody else, that's my reason for me. But I agree 100%, because I've had a lot of friends that do that. They go 9 to 5, they get benefits, they make just under 6 figures, they're happy enough, and then they go and get hammered every weekend and do whatever. But I'd rather push my limits, and at least decide when I work, when I don't, even though in a way you're still stuck to a schedule.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. Like on Twitch, it's like you become a victim of your own success, right? If
For
you
sure,
stream
for sure.
long enough and build a big enough audience, and then you start to build your subscriber base, then you take a, you know, you want to take a week off to go on vacation. All of a sudden, your subs are dropped, and because you focused so much on building the subscriber base, as opposed to, let's say, building a diversified business that had multiple streams of income versus, you know, one, you know, it's going to eventually become, in my opinion, like more than than you can bear. So that's why I'm
It's a steam
more of
engine
a
train,
fan
and you
of.
still have to fucking constant like fucking feed
Yeah.
it. Like,
Well, that's why. That's
Coffee,
why
bro.
to
A
me,
lot of caffeine.
that's why to me, like, building an audience on Twitch is the least effective, or the least efficient and least effective way to do it. There's so many other platforms and so many other ways that you can make content. So if you already have an audience, then you can go on to Twitch. But if you're like starting from scratch, like you had no YouTube, no Instagram, never written a blog post, and then you see, you know, big streamers, and you're like, I want to be like that guy. And so what do? You overinvest in some baller ass PC, and then you sit there and you're like, all right, guys, we're gonna get to 10 viewers today, and nobody gives a shit, because what value do you actually provide to the world? It's like, okay, well, maybe a long time ago, when it was far less saturated, it wasn't that big of a deal, but now it's like there's so many people trying to do it, and you have to wade people. There's really no method of discovery, so I'm